Alright, we have 3 filters here. This is a Castrol 20,000 mile rated CAS 2. This is a Bosch Distance Plus, and this is a standard Purolator. Some of you guys were asking for me to review these 3. I did not quite have them in stock yet, but you were interested in looking at them, so this one I'm going to look at first. It's got a nice end cap seal on it. Very slick. It's got these extra little tabs inside here that I haven't seen on any of the other O-rings that grab the center of this. It's got a set of holes up top here, and then it's got a second set underneath. Pretty nice thick. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's got 4 threads to grab, so that seems to be pretty decent. It's got a standard, pretty standard, decent anti-drain back valve. It's kind of dirty. If I was to just spin that right on my car, oil would be rushing right over that, right into the filter area. It's kind of shiny too. I don't know about that. Anyhow, you can see I've ripped it open to see if it was easy to tear, and it was extremely easy to tear into this cellulose media. Super easy. It's got like a Fram style typical leaf spring bypass valve in case it should ever have to go into bypass mode. The can is kind of weak. I mean, not weak, but sufficient. It's not very strong, to be honest. Wasn't very impressed with this filter overall. It's just paid a lot of money for it, and I will not purchase it again. Let's look at the standard Purolator here. It's got a nice gasket. This is what ends up holding all the pressure up against the oil filter mounting housing anyway. And then if you look at the Purolator end cap, it's got a, I don't know, I think I can count 2 threads. 2 threads right there that are full. It's the smallest thread area that I've seen so far in this Purolator, so I'm not a huge fan of that. If you look, you can see 2 and maybe 2.5 threads or whatever, if that's even such a thing on these. So I'm not impressed with this filter, and the thread area here is not good at all. If we just look at this one that I said I would not purchase again, it's even got a beefier thread area. This is like an extremely beefy setup to go on a vehicle. I'm just not impressed with the filter and the overall setup. But if you look at this Purolator, it's not thin, but I'm not impressed by it either. It's got like a full maximum I can see is maybe 2 full threads, and then it starts a 3rd thread. So I'm not a huge fan of that, to be honest with you. It seems to be a decent heavy duty end, but it doesn't have any threads to really grab onto anything. That's the smallest looking I've seen so far. Standard anti-drain back valve. Good quality, seems to be pretty strong. It's nice. It's got a lot of filtering media here, so that seems to be pretty efficient. Standard mid-grade filter. I wouldn't go more than 5,000 miles with a standard bypass valve in the bottom of it. Pretty strong pleats. Yeah, it's pretty strong. All right, it's starting to rip right there. Come out of the glue at the top. Let me see if I can get it to come out some more. And come out a little bit more. If I had 2 hands, it'd probably be. Let me try it real quick. Oh, there it goes. Pretty strong. It's a good filter. definitely think this is a great mid-grade filter. So I had to give them a lot of respect on this. Purolator did pretty good on this filter. This is decent mid-grade filter. It's got standard leaf spring in the bottom. You know, standard, almost like a manufacturer style, you know, filter. The Ford Motorcraft filter is definitely better than this one, but Purolator makes that for Ford. So this is a good filter. I like the filter, I just don't like the thread count in the end. I'm not a huge fan of how small that thread area is. It's extremely small. So now we're going to look at the Bosch. Now, before my phone started to scream at me and tell me that I was recording too much and the battery's getting, or the camera's getting hot, this is the Bosch Distance Plus. This is supposed to be something like a 99.9% efficient oil filter at 20 microns. It's supposed to be like one of the best filters on the market, from what I understand. And most of the independent oil sites that review filters always have Bosch somewhere in the top few. I do have to say, by pulling this filter apart, it has a very robust end, very thick threads, a very nice, very nice mounting base. Standard, nice anti-feedback diaphragm, really good quality. It seems very strong, very strong. O-ring, probably already said it in the first part of this video, but I'm starting back over. Really good quality, seems very thick. It seems like it would actually adhere to the surface of a mounting spot very well. Pull the filter out, and it's actually set up like the old school Motorcraft FL1As, where they put a lot of pleats in it, and then they take this band and then they tie it around. The purpose of that, I would assume, because of how tight it is and it's actually glued to the pleats, would be to help secure everything in some kind of like cloth type banding. Some spots are glued, some spots aren't. And then it has your pretty decent sized big bypass valve in the bottom of this filter. So again, this is called the Bosch Distance Plus, and compared to the three that we just looked at, that is about twice the thickness that the other ones are. It's a pretty strong housing overall, and they actually advertise it on the box. It says ultimate performance with synthetic and conventional oils, 99.9% efficient, removes more dirt, 300% greater capacity, holds more dirt, and 2 times greater burst resistant strength. And this is a really thick filter housing, so I have to give it to Bosch on this one. This is a very good, very high quality filter. Doesn't have, you know, the nanotechnology synthetic media, but this is quite a bit of filtering material right here. So very good filter. I would say this is the best of the three by far. And yeah, give it to them on this one. I would put this somewhere mid-grade to almost pushing into the higher grade. Not going super long distance, maybe 10,000, 15,000 mile OCI, but I don't even recommend going that anyway. I'm just saying, if you did, this could be a great filter for that. And it looks like this. Comes in a fancy plastic container. Okay, y'all be blessed. I hope you liked the review.